And we're
Act.
in it. Here we are.
Yep, here we are. Hi,
Here
welcome to
we watched. Oh yeah,
welcome to extremely
extremely
painful
painful for
for
you.
you.
I'm Clancy,
I'm Michael.
and we watched 5 movies
Oh
this
my
week.
god, my eyes are bleeding.
It was a lot. It was too many. It was
Remember
a
when
mistake.
you were like, "This is gonna be fun"?
I mean, it's gonna be fun right now.
Yeah, but the amount of fun I had leading up to this was not enough to justify the amount of fun I'll have during this.
You don't know that yet.
That's true.
It might be a fucking
Things might
blast
get wild.
right now. Things might get crazy wild. It's impossible to say.
We watched 5 movies.
We watched 5 movies.
Did you watch The Dark Knight last as usual?
Yes.
Yep, same. Every
Yeah.
time I do it, I regret it.
Very last.
I should always watch it first.
I'm gonna be honest. My attention was kind of split today
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a sports guy now. I'm very into sports.
Ooh, what sport?
I was watching college football, Missouri
Whoa.
versus Vanderbilt, and my favorite part of The Dark Knight Rises is when T.J. Moe failed a pass attempt today. Is that a good bit?
I hate it, but
I did
maybe
not-
the other person watching liked it.
I did not actually watch any college. I had the idea.
Wow.
I looked up. I was
Wow.
like, what if I did a
That's
bit
so much worse.
where I was splitting my attention?
That's so much worse.
Here's the reality. I was splitting my attention between Dark Knight Rises and another thing that I wanted to watch.
Okay.
And then I was like, I don't actually want to talk about the other thing that I wanted to watch. What's a thing? Oh, sports is a
Why
thing.
not? What was it?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Doesn't matter. But it was really good, and it was worth it. Emily Pineapple loves football. Historically, that's if there's one thing I know about Emily Pineapple, it's that she loves football.
I'll associate her name with football from now on. Thank you.
I mean, a pineapple is kind of like a football. A pineapple is kind of like
Whoa.
a tasty football.
Whoa. Let's not get crazy.
I think let's get crazy. Do you want to get crazy today?
Let's get crazy.
Let's get crazy today.
All right.
Let's watch 5 movies.
Oh my god. I guess we should talk about the one constant in our lives.
Yeah,
first.
we should get into we should get into The Dark Knight Rises real quick. And here is the main note that I made today, and that is about the first 30 seconds, where it's like a clip of Commissioner Gordon giving a speech.
Right.
And he finishes the speech, and before he has finished saying the last word of the speech, he's like halfway off the stage already.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wrote down is the whole movie should be approached with the briskness of that moment, where he was like, I don't think anybody else really knew Harvey Dent, and he's already off the stage. And I'm like, yes.
The only time this movie respects our time.
That's how this movie should be all the way through. It should be like I'm crashing this plane, and the plane's already crashed.
How many survivors are there gonna be?
It doesn't matter. We're already through it. I'm stealing your pearls, and she's already out the window.
That plane scene is the only part of this movie I don't like dread watching going into it.
Yeah. Well, because it's a treat every time.
It's so much fun.
It really is just a treat every time.
If the movie ended there, it would be 10 Dark Knight Rises.
Did you listen to the thing that I sent you?
Oh, yeah, it's good.
So there is...
The 4 U's was really clever.
There is a musician who goes by Mascetta Man. And he did an album. He did an album in 2015 where it was all of the lyrics are just lines from The Dark Knight Rises. And the first song on the album is called The Fire Rises, and it's just the transcript of that plane scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great.
It's like really musical.
It's really well done.
Good.
He's a very talented musician.
I know this is speaking a little early, but I think he's the second, whoever made it is the second most influential musician to this show.
After Reba.
After Reba.
Yeah, maybe.
Go listen to Mascota Man.
Check it out. It's worth a listen. All 10 people who are here right now. Not right
We're
now,
gonna
but
bump those fucking numbers.
After the show. After the show, go listen to Mascota Man.
I can't wait until our show gets so big that they call it the Extremely Painful for You bump. Like every time we watch a movie, they're like, "Why are our numbers going up again?" 70 years after this movie was released.
80 years.
Jesus.
It's almost one of the movies we watched today is almost 80 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. And it shows.
So
let's see. I messaged you earlier that the main thing that I was doing while watching The Dark Knight Rises today was working on a Daggett impression. And I've already forgotten how to do it.
You messaged me that, and I decided to try to work on every impression in the movie as it was happening.
Well, I mean, there's the easy one is Batman.
Yeah.
In the movie.
That one should be your first.
Show me where the triggers are.
I came back to fight you.
I came back to fight you.
Yeah, that one's an easy one.
Then you have my permission to die. Fucking nailed it.
So I can do him, and I can do
Rachel.
I can do Christopher Walken in the sewers.
Yeah.
You go to any one of the outflows, and
he could be headed to any one of the outflows.
That's the only thing I have. I have nothing else in this movie. I can't even do Bane, and Bane's the easiest
if
one.
I can remember how the Daggett one goes. It's like, where the heck is Bane? You got my construction men going to all hours of the night. How is that supposed to help me absorb Wayne Industries?
Everything is going according to plan. That's as good as I got. That was a good. I think we could remake the movie now.
Yeah, we totally could. We could nail it. Honestly, we could probably nail
me doing
this
every
movie.
Impression except for Daggett, and you doing Daggett.
Clancy Kramer as Daggett, Michael Madsen as
everyone
else.
You know what? I'll toss in Blake for you as well.
Oh yeah. Well, basically he's just like, you just do like a normal voice.
He's just a guy.
He is just a guy.
Just a guy in a city. With 2 dead witnesses and a lot of questions.
I got 2 dead witnesses and a lot of questions. Give me the commissioner. Oh wait, is that trimethyl fluoride mixing with... Oh god. It's a trap. You gotta get him out of the sewers.
I'm sure that's an impression of someone.
I mean, it's a little bit an impression of Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Because Joseph Gordon-Levitt just has sort of like a
Joe Gorlow.
a real basic flat voice. But it's not as like, mine is like up here and his is like kind of down
some random
here.
ginger is getting ahead of us.
Speculating.
I can't confirm or deny that yet, but
let's not have any speculations until we get there.
Listen, I don't know anything
it's
about
gonna be near
civil
the end.
engineering. I'm no civil engineer.
Hey man, I'm no civil engineer.
The map is, I think, if I could have one piece of merch from this movie, it would be the map with the X's on it in random spots.
I think it's just a map of Chicago, and it has red X's on it, and it's labeled, and it's
bomb location.
Yeah.
But bomb is scribbled out, and then it says cement.
We should. Oh, dude, that might be a T-shirt. I might make a T-shirt of that.
That's really funny. I'm saying to myself mostly. I really did not get much out of this watch of The Dark Knight Rises.
You want to know how bored I was while watching it?
How bored?
I paused it during the football arena scene.
To watch real football, am I right?
And because I wanted to watch the Missouri versus Vanderbilt game. My favorite part was when TJ Moe failed a pass attempt.
That goes to you, Emily Pineapple.
That goes out to Emily Pineapple, our football head in the house. Emily a pineapple is just like a tasty football.
Yep, that's what we said. We sure said that.
What I did is I paused it and I wrote down all of the sponsors up on the board behind Bane while he's giving his speech. And they are as follows: Doritos, Xfinity,
I noticed that for the first time too.
That's Under Armour. It was the Doritos that I noticed first, and I was like, okay, now I gotta
mine was the Xfinity, which says a lot about us.
Bud Light and 1-800 Lumber.
They really got there first in the lumber industry.
Yeah, I guess so.
What if it's 1-800 Lumbar?
Oh yeah.
And it's for back.
You call them and they're like, I got a lower back just for you. I got a lower back with your name on it. Some random ginger wants to know, how long was Sad Batman this time?
Oh my god. Not as long as it's the second longest it's ever been for me.
Honestly, at this point I think I'm just numb to it. I can't even speculate on what time is while I'm watching this movie.
I will be honest to you and to our viewers and say that at the point of the movie post Batman stabbing, I fell asleep.
Yeah. Oh no, I knew that.
I did.
You messaged me. I mean, honestly, at that point, the movie's pretty much over anyway.
And that dream that I had, way better ending.
Real quick, Sarasota wants to know how many times we watched the movie at this point. I think it's 7 or 8. I think it's 7.
It's really blurring together.
It is. It is. Especially this week, because I put some extra work on our plate, so it turned into like an entire week of sort of stumbling through.
When did you start watching movies?
This week,
mm-hmm.
I watched Die Hard on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Which is a tradition for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, maybe it was Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve. I watched Die Hard on Christmas Eve, and then I also watched The Grinch on Christmas Eve. And then I did not watch another movie until last night.
Oh my god. I started later, but spread it out more than you.
Okay.
So I watched Die Hard on the 26th, and then the only movies I watched today were A Christmas Story and The Dark Knight Rises.
That's all that I watched today.
Cool.
It was a better question. How many more watches before we end up in Arkham Asylum? That's an interesting question.
Well, I calculated it in our chat today, is that given that it takes 10,000 hours to be good at something, we will be good at watching The Dark Knight Rises.
That's not to be good at something, that's to be the master of something.
Okay, to be the master.
And also, I mean, that's been proven very
All right, listen. Yeah, of course it has.
The guy who wrote that book was like, yeah, that's a wild misinterpretation of what I wrote.
Of course it is.
That's just kind of like an average of some people that I was looking at while I was writing the book.
Assuming that's true. Since I rounded The Dark Knight Rises up to a 3-hour-long movie.
Sure, yeah.
Because there is that 15 minutes of dreading it before you hit play.
Yeah.
So I'm factoring that in.
Well, and also you have to factor in the 30 minutes afterwards of holding your head in your hands.
Right. I didn't actually do that. So just with the extra 15, it would take us 65 years to be masters at this movie. So I would say 65 years before we're certifiably insane.
Cool. And I mean, in 65 years, the world is going to be over anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And they'll have no choice but to tune in.
It'll just be us streaming to the void. And everybody will have their little laptops hooked up to their spiky derby cars.
The year is 2084, and Emily Pineapple is the only person left, and we have to reminisce about football. Cool.
Because Emily Pineapple is very into football.
Yep.
If you weren't here at the beginning of the show, and also when we brought it back up, Emily Pineapple is very into football.
Yep.
And a football is basically a pineapple is basically just a tasty football.
Right. And we want to make sure we're going to keep saying that.
Well, it's an important thing to make note of.
Right. So you can tell that we really didn't get much out of this one.
Oh, we just really lost it. I did.
You don't have any notes.
The last thing that I wrote down, I wrote them in my phone this week. The last thing that I wrote down is there's a little bit of, it is canon. It's canon. There's a little bit of a little choir stinger while he's flying out over the ocean with it's like all the other music goes away and it's just like a.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
I really tuned in. A couple weeks ago, you mentioned the Catwoman theme.
Yeah.
Doodly-doo. I really picked up on it this time.
Ding dong, ding dong. Doodly-doo.
It's really groovy.
It is. It's the only music in the movie that feels like, oh, this is music that's happening right now. Every other music in the movie just sounds like.
I really regret hopping out of this bit. I hopped out at the natural conclusion instead of. I should have just kept going. We should have made art. You know what? Next time, Clancy, I got your back.
Always have. I'm gonna keep going. Once I'm in something, I'm committed to it. I'm going for it.
Yeah, the da is repeated ad nauseum.
It's insanity. It's truly insane. To the point that when that's why I focused in so much on the Catwoman theme. The part with where he sings the national anthem, which is interesting. It's always strange to me, and it's the same with those advertisements in the background in the stadium. Mm-hmm. It's weird to me that they chose to set this in Earth, USA.
Yeah.
Just put it in a completely different. Just make everything fake.
I think 1-800-Lumbar is. I think every advertisement should have been like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They all should have been. Close. like fucking Simpsons background signs is what they should have been. It should have been like Dairy Toes. Over Armor.
I had a piece of trivia about the
movie. So a little bit of triv.
Christopher Nolan was interviewed, and he said that he signed on for the series on one condition. I mean, I'm sure multiple conditions, some being salary, but one major condition.
Yeah, usually there's like a whole.
That he would do the movies as long as there was no Robin character. And Christopher Nolan really skirted the edge on that.
So wait, who's Christian Bale signed on?
Oh, did I say Nolan?
I think you said Nolan.
Oh, yeah, Christian Bale signed on the assumption that there would be no Robin.
There will not be a Robin.
And last scene in the movie, or third to last scene?
It's the last scene because it's like the last scene is like a montage.
They're all like bouncing back and forth. Yeah. So
I would call that whole montage to be one scene.
Was Christopher Nolan saying "fuck you, Christian Bale." You don't get to ask
I do
for
whatever
things.
the fuck I want. I'm Christopher goddamn Nolan.
Can you imagine Christian Bale sitting in the movie and just being like, "This is good. This is good.
This
This
is son of
No!
a bitch." Well, and it's the exact same reaction that everybody on Earth had when she said, "You should use your real name, Robin."
Oh, Robin.
Robin, and everybody in every theater said, "Son of a motherfucking bitch." Christopher Nolan, you're the worst person I have ever met.
I'm hurt that he did it. But
Yeah.
Who cares? Are we ready for the films?
Yeah, let's fucking move on because we're on a tight schedule today.
Yeah, we
but
are.
Real quick, I mean,
I guess there's something we should probably
there
do
is
first.
something we have to take care of.
Reba facts.
Reba.
Yeah.
Is that a fun bit? If I Reba.
It's all right.
Do you like that?
I don't hate it.
All right, here we go. One of Reba's signature hits, a song by the name of Fancy, is actually a cover of Bobby Gentry's song, which was released in 1969.
Oh.
And that's the one that goes, "I'm so fancy."
Fuck, I was about to do that bit. God damn you, Clancy.
Anyway,
Reba facts.
put a check mark on that one. Go ahead and push this button.
We were all about to do that.
We were all going for it.
God.
I just knew it was coming, so I was able to.
You were ready.
Snap right onto it.
Damn it. Oh, get your Reba facts.
Orville Peck did a recent cover of that song as well. Nice. So Die Hard.
Die Hard.
We watched Die Hard. Wait, let me
set a timer.
Shit. Can you set a timer? My phone is pretty close to dying. We get 10 minutes, and we'll give it a little bit of a grace period.
All right, timer, 10 minutes, go.
Okay.
Die Hard.
I love Die Hard. I've loved it for a very long time.
This was, I think, the rompiest movie we watched.
Die Hard is, in my opinion, one of the best movies made ever.
Wow. Okay, I don't share that.
It's a very strong showing. It's just because it's so well written. Every piece of it fits. Nothing feels out of place.
Yeah.
Nothing feels extra.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing feels missing. It's the writing is just
a perfect
snap,
action
snap.
film.
It all fits together. All of the things feel right, and then it ends right when it needs to.
Yeah. It has a lot of things going for it. Plane scene at the beginning.
Yes.
Any movie with a plane scene at the beginning
with your toes
gets better.
That's one of my favorite lines is when he gets to the building and he's in the bathroom and he takes his shoes off and he goes, "I'll be damned, fist with your toes."
And that entire thing is perfectly placed to set up. Nothing's wasted in this movie.
Exactly.
That scene was important, whereas in The Dark Knight Rises, we would be making fun of it because it would never come back ever.
Yeah, exactly.
It would just be a weird thing.
Everything is like, and the main note that I made is a comparison to The Dark Knight Rises. It has a similar number of character threads, but it is handled so deftly. Like, they are all taken in hand. It's like, and they're all very interesting people that you don't need to know very much about them to be like, I know exactly who you are, and we can move on. And it's perfect.
I will say I had one problem with this movie.
All right.
You know, were you a fan of Weird Al growing up?
Sort of.
Okay. I have a problem where sometimes I'll hear a song that I heard the Weird Al version first, and it ruins the song for me.
I think Christmas in Hollis is the only song in this.
No. It's the fact that this whole time I was like, man, this plot is real similar to Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. It's so similar. I think it ripped off Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. And the entire time, I was furious at myself for having watched that movie first. Because it's a shot-for-shot remake.
It really is.
Or is it Paul Blart Mall Cop 1? I think it might be the first one. I forget.
I don't remember.
I think it's the first one.
Either
that would
way,
make more
it's
sense.
very clearly an homage.
Yes. And boy,
And
does this movie get different.
That's one thing. That's one of the things about Die Hard is that there's so many movies now that are clearly an homage to it.
Yeah.
Because it's just fun. People just like it. Even my mom, who hates action movies, will sit down and watch this movie with me every Christmas. Maybe she doesn't hate action movies. That's not true. She doesn't hate action movies.
There's also, and this is a theme with almost every movie we watch this week, is that there's a lot of boomer energy with Die Hard. There's so many lines that Bruce Willis says in that movie where I'm like, man,
California.
Anyone that's 55 and a guy
come out to the coast. We'll have a few laughs.
To fucking love every line of this movie.
Hell yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like I can just see 55-year-olds creaming their pants across America.
Well, I mean, and it was made for people who are now 55 years old.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was literally people who are 55 years old now were prime movie-going audiences. 89, I think.
Huh. It feels early 90s for sure.
Yeah.
So I could see.
So they were 80s. All in their 20s, 30s. Yeah. That's exactly who you're looking to bring out to a movie theater.
Which is interesting.
They nailed it.
Yeah. They nailed a genre of person incredibly well. I would say all of our movies do that. They nail a genre of person,
but not the same one necessarily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They nail a genre of person incredibly well.
And I think that's what movies are for, right?
Yeah. No, I don't agree. I don't think Alien appeals to a genre of person. I think it appeals to every person.
That's not true.
I think it appeals to way more than one genre of person.
Yes, but there are plenty of people who
I think
very much would not enjoy Alien. I think we specifically
really enjoy
are nailed to the wall by Alien.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of people who would not give a single shit about Alien. Or
I think it
actively
appeals to
dislike
more genres than the movies we watch.
Sure. I don't know. I don't know. It might just be that we don't fall in the categories of people who enjoy Christmas with the Cranks.
You know what? That's fair. There's someone out there who has it as their favorite Christmas
There
movie.
might be a wide swath. It was pretty successful.
Wow. I want to talk to them. If anyone here knows someone whose favorite movie is Christmas with the Cranks, please, I have a list of questions I want to ask them. And just send them the questions. If they don't respond, that's fine. But please.
Yeah.
That was my play. What? The villain was great.
Oh my god. And Alan Rickman is just good in everything.
Yeah.
Even in kind of trash movies, he elevates it.
What's Indonesia was my favorite line from him, because he really emphasizes the "ia" in it. Indonesia.
Yeah. I think, because it's interesting. He's sort of I think his character is very clearly supposed to be a German
I forgot
person.
He passed away.
Yeah, several years ago. It is very sad.
That's a tough one. I completely forgot. I was like, man, he is a good actor. Well,
he very clearly was supposed to be doing like a German character, and
he's just Alan Rickman.
Yeah, he doesn't. There's a slight adjustment to his accent, I think.
Yeah,
but he's definitely not going for it. Like in the third Die Hard, the the villain is his brother or cousin or something, and that guy, it's played by Jeremy Irons, and he goes for it. He fucking goes for it.
I love Jeremy
Irons. But Alan Rickman was just like, nah.
No, I'm just
gonna be fucking Alan Rickman right now.
Oh, the dad from Family Matters was a treat.
Oh yeah,
he was great. Who was the best part of this movie?
Honestly, it's very similar to like there's a lot of Coen brothers who have movies that have this specific thing where it's just like there's a lot of characters who don't matter that much to the plot, but they're all so very specific and interesting that I can't even pick.
I think Argyle was my favorite character.
Argyle is great. The two FBI agents.
Oh, fuck, they were great.
Johnson and Johnson.
Okay, we have. Oh no,
the news reporter.
Oh, that scene made me so angry.
Yeah, and it's like
it was a real emotion.
There's a long period where the news reporter thread is happening, and you're like, I don't know how this at all is going to matter to the plot at all, and then it
always does,
nails it in.
There's not a wasted second of screen time on this movie.
That's the comparison that I can make to The Dark Knight Rises, is that there's so many threads in The Dark Knight Rises that are like, I guess it matters, but it like bumps against the plot, and then it like just spins off into the night.
They matter because
whereas
it's built on a flimsy thing. Yeah. It's like a terrible Jenga board. Whereas this matters so perfectly.
Every thread in Die Hard, it like zzz, and then it fucking slams into place, and it's
so we have about 25 seconds left. So I want to say I rated movies lower as I went along, partially because I was after 3 movies it gets hard to watch. So I was still in great spirits for Die Hard. So I ranked it 6 Dark Knight Rises.
I'm calling it an 8.
Wow, as good as Alien.
Yeah.
Wow.
They are both two of my favorite movies.
All right, settled on a 7 and move on.
Yes.
Let me pull up timer number 2 because we aren't allowed to talk about that movie anymore. And
Die Hard is over. Yep. Welcome to the Grinch.
Starting now. All right.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Grinch Talk. This show is called the Grinch Talk now because I got some shit to say.
What did you think about the Grinch, Clancy?
Okay, this was something that I watched. I watched the Grinch with Lacey of Nightmare Gods fame.
Right, I'm familiar.
And we specifically noticed there is a scene in the Grinch where they're talking about how Grinch babies are made, and they're all floating down on these umbrellas. So the implication there is that Grinches or Who's do not fuck.
I know what scene you're talking about. I thought you said at the beginning. Keep going.
Yeah, the implication there is that Who's do not fuck. And then it immediately, the Grinch's little umbrella lands in a tree outside of a party where there's going to be some fucking... It is very clearly a key party. There's a shot of them all putting their keys in a bowl. This is a key party. They're going to fuck. So the question is...
I did not notice the keys.
Who fucked and made the Grinch happen? Because the Grinch has 2 mothers. What happened?
I did not notice the keys.
What happened?
I did not notice the keys. This is a horny fucking movie.
Yes.
Grinch is the horniest movie that's good for kids.
It's so great. It's a real we forgot to say Die Hard, definitely certified romp. The Grinch certified romp, also very much certified
romp. Absolutely 100%. I would say the first one that we can't talk about anymore is also a treat. But I have one of the few notes I took on the Grinch was a scene right before that one where one of the Who's floats down and is on someone's doorstep, and he opens it and he says, "Oh, we got our Who baby. Huh, looks just like your boss," which cements every Who as a cup in my mind, which I already kind of felt.
Yeah, sure, but maybe it's just part of their culture.
I think I think it's a story about an alpha being an alpha amongst betas.
And the Grinch is the
The
alpha.
Grinch is the alpha.
Well, but
Nope, I don't take any interpretation.
that
what the movie
falls
about.
apart immediately if you if you delve into it
Nope.
all. I just I just want to know. I just want to know what happened.
Who fucked and made the Grinch?
Yeah. Which of the Grinch's mother folk?
A Christmas tree is at least half of that.
So you're
equation.
saying in Dr. Seuss canon, whose can have sexual relations with plants?
Why do you think the Lorax wanted to protect them? In Dr. Seuss canon, trees fuck.
Okay. So in Dr. Seuss, and the Lorax is like a tree simp.
Yeah, he's
the Lorax is a simp for trees. And so these two ladies smashed with a Christmas tree, and then they had this Grinch child.
Yes.
And also, is the Grinch his name?
No, Grinch is his name.
So why is it the Grinch?
Because Grinch is a Grinch. And he happens to be the only Grinch. So he's the Grinch of Whoville. If there was someone else who also hated Christmas, they would also be a Grinch.
But his name was Grinch. It's established that his name is Grinch before he hates Christmas.
It's like calling it a Hitler mustache. It existed before Hitler.
It was a Chaplin before Hitler.
Yeah.
So
it's named after
no, but what I'm saying is he's referred to as Grinch before he starts disliking Christmas.
Right, because no one before him had disliked Christmas.
No, but my question is not whether the Grinch means someone who hates Christmas. My question is, did those ladies name him Grinch, and then they were like, well, he's not a who, so we're going to refer to this species as Grinch now?
I don't think in this universe they know he's not technically a who. They just think he's a weird-looking who.
He might just be a weird-looking who.
He might be a half-tree, half-who.
He essentially looks like a who, just green and hairy. And maybe the reason that he doesn't look like... Because who's are very well-groomed. They're all teased all sorts of which ways. They take care of their hair and whatnot. So maybe a Grinch is just what a who looks like if they don't take care of themselves.
I don't think that checks out. But it's Dr. Seuss. It probably represents like Jews or something. Oh my god, it does.
It probably does.
Oh my god, it does.
Yeah, it does. But wait, no, that doesn't... It doesn't quite track. It doesn't quite track. But I'm sure it represents something. Dr. Seuss,
not a good guy. He thought trees fucked.
No, he knew trees fucked.
He knew they fucked so hard, he made a universe where they fucked.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
I don't know what I meant by this, but I was kind of out of it for Grinch. I enjoyed it, but I was a little out of it.
The Grinch is something that you can just like have playing and it's enjoyable.
I realized I forgot how good of a kids movie it is.
It's really well done.
It's a very well done kids movie. I don't know what this means, but it says Whoville is Gotham. So can we explore that? What I could have possibly meant by that?
Well, he is all the trash goes to Mount Crumpet. And trash is kind of like a sewer.
Okay. And
also, if Christmas was a plane,
he was in the Crumpet and sad like a pit.
That is, Crumpet is kind of like the pit.
The opposite of the pit, even.
It's like a reverse pit.
Anyone else want to help us out with this one? How is Whoville Gotham?
What's her name?
Cindy Lou Who?
No.
Oh,
Sexy
the
Who.
one who wanted to fuck Grinch?
Yeah. I think her name is Sexy Who.
Yeah, Sexy Who.
That's canon.
Sexy Who? Sorry. She is Catwoman.
Must be.
Or
wait, well, I mean, it all can't line up exactly.
No,
I
it
think,
can.
I think it's more accurate that Cindy Lou Who would be Catwoman.
Ooh, that's weird, because the Grinch is Batman.
That's why I'm saying it. No, the Grinch is Bane.
Oh, of course, the Grinch is Bane. Who's Batman? The mayor? This is
kind of.
I don't think Whoville is Gotham. Actually,
Jeffrey Tambor as the mayor is Batman. It is canon.
All right,
it's canon.
It's canon. And then Sexy Who is Talia,
I guess,
because she does betray him.
She does.
Okay, this has legs.
Okay. And the mailroom is the stock exchange.
And the dog is the vehicle, the plane, because it's like, you sure you got the right animal there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bat.
He's the bat.
This isn't a car.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cindy Lou is for sure.
Here we go. Grinch loves being underground like the cops.
This is the same movie.
It totally lines up. Everything.
This is like Paul Blart Mall Cop and Die Hard. They're definitely homages to each other.
The Dark Knight Rises is Paul Blart Mall Cop to the Grinch is Die Hard.
Yes. Christopher Nolan definitely did it as an homage to the Grinch.
Exactly.
Both take place with snow.
Yes. Can't forget the snow.
How much time do we have left on the Grinch?
What are we doing
15
here?
seconds. Perfect. I give it 4 Dark Knight Rises. So slightly worse than Back to the Future.
Honestly, I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
I like the Grinch.
We'll settle on 5.
It's a 5.
All right.
So we got a 7. We got a 5.
And
are you ready?
10 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Holiday Inn.
It's Holiday Inn time, everybody.
Oh my God.
Okay. I want to preface this immediately by saying there is some nostalgia at play for me here. My family watched this movie every year growing up.
Okay, learning a lot about you.
And so there's a certain amount that I do love this movie. But
I would like to say there's no nostalgia at play for me.
You had never seen it in your life.
I had never seen it.
But from front to back, this movie is incredibly problematic.
Oh my God. It's, first of all, I will say, I guess we have to talk about the scene first.
Oh yeah.
Which I wrote, wow, that blackface scene goes on for so long.
Okay, so let's explain the plot, because it's pretty simple.
Yes.
There's 3 people who do an act together, like a showbiz act together. 2 guys
Crosby,
and a lady.
Fred Astaire and a lady.
Who we should probably know what her name is. Her character's name is Lila.
Yes.
So it's Jim and Ted and Lila. And so Jim is gonna marry Lila, and then Ted is like, well, I want to marry Lila.
And Lila was like, I'm gonna fuck Ted.
I'm gonna go with Ted. And so Jim's like, well,
post-engagement,
fuck you guys. And he heads out to the country, and he
starts a farm.
He does a farm for a year. And then he comes back and he says, you know what I'm gonna do? Country sucks. I'm gonna bring showbiz to the country for only on holidays.
Which, not a very sustainable business model.
Maybe. You don't know. Could
Depends on how big the holidays are.
And so
I guess they do celebrate a lot of holidays.
Yeah. And so there is a turn of events that brings to him another lady who is a singer and dancer. And so they're going to do these holiday shows together.
Who we'll refer to as Lady 2.
Fuck, what is her name? She's like the main character of the whole fucking movie. Doesn't matter.
Lady 2.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so then they do a New Year's show, and then Lila leaves Ted on New Year's Eve, and Ted's like, I'm gonna get drunk and go to Holiday Inn where my friend Jim is, and so he goes to Holiday Inn, dances with Lady 2. And then everybody's like, Ted's new dancing partner, and he's like, I don't remember, I was drunk. And Jim's like, I gotta make sure he doesn't know who she is, so that he doesn't steal another lady from me, is basically the idea. And so the next holiday is Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
Day, which I should mention is on Black History Month.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, it wasn't at the time.
It was because of this movie.
Sure. Okay.
So
on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, Jim is like, I gotta figure out a way that Ted will not know who my partner, Lady 2, is.
So he goes up to Lady 2 and he says,
You know what we should do?
I think this scene would be better in blackface, which is a quote.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
A dark, dark history. So what follows is what seems
Nobody
to be
cared who I was till I put on the mask. I seriously considered making the thumbnail for this.
That's so funny. Can you
but
just
like,
make
probably,
that and just send it to me? It's really funny. It goes on for like 5 minutes.
It's a long song.
And I'm like, man, this is bad because it's Bing Crosby in blackface and the entire band in blackface. And then all of a sudden, Lady 2 comes out, and boy, is she the worst of it.
It's all very bad.
It's I would say you have to see it to believe it, but I don't recommend seeing it.
I mean, it's worth seeing.
Yeah.
Apart from that scene, it's a pretty good movie.
It's fine.
I really enjoy the complicated tapestry of love triangles. And that brings me to my next point. This is a goddamn rom-com, baby.
Oh my god, it's a rom-com. I didn't even realize it's a rom-com.
It hides behind sort of being a musical so that you don't notice this is a goddamn rom-com.
It's a fucking rom-com.
And also it's barely a musical because they're not just like bursting into song.
No, the music is part of the movie.
Yeah.
They know that
they are in showbiz.
Yeah.
They do musical numbers.
Oh my god, it's a rom-com. There are 4 roms.
And also, it's a pretty dang meta rom-com. This
I'm bringing it up a little bit.
Apart from the terrible fucked up blackface scene that is too bad it's there. This is a movie that seems like it's built for us.
Oh my god. Oh no, does that mean we have to divide this one by 3? For the rom-com adjusted score? It does.
It does.
Oh, this is a really funny score then. Okay. So, I wanted to point out that every good old movie is just a bunch of people like doing quips back and forth. Like that's all old movies are, where it's like, hey doll, if you dance backwards, you might slip. And then it's like, what? Just for an hour and a half of that.
But it's such...
Which reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises.
That is true. That is
because that's exactly what The Dark Knight Rises does.
Okay, so now we have to decide who's Batman. Is Bing Crosby Batman?
I don't know who Batman is, but I know who Bane is.
Is it Fred Astaire?
It's Fred Astaire.
Definitely. It's for sure Fred Astaire.
When I have fucked your life, I have fucked every woman you love, and you have my permission to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say that Lila is Talia al Ghul, and other lady, who is the more important character in the story.
Right.
I didn't think to write down her name.
Can we talk about how
I only remember Lila's name because they in the first scene of the movie they say it so many times in a circle.
Yes. Can we talk about how every musical scene in this movie goes on for about twice as long as it should?
Well, that's the thing, is that the writer of this film, Irving Berlin, he was a composer. He didn't write movies. He wrote songs. And as somebody just honked their horn a lot of times in a row. That's fine.
I forgive him.
Anyway, my point is, basically his movies were a vehicle for music, for songs.
Okay,
that's what it comes down to.
It's a fucking movie, so he needs to learn his shit.
Well, it's a fucking musical,
dead.
so he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
That's true. You just said it wasn't a musical. It's masqueraded as a musical.
It's a lot of things.
It's definitely a rom-com.
It's a lot of things, and I love most of them.
Several things. The ending is remarkably amicable.
Yeah.
Spoilers for this movie, but it deserves spoilers.
Oh, also, Lila left Ted for
just a millionaire.
A billionaire, I think is what it was. Billionaire. A billionaire in Texas. And then the way that storyline is resolved is he wasn't that great, so she's coming back.
Yep. So,
turns out if you run across the country on short notice to marry a billionaire, sometimes it doesn't work out.
The ending, they make a song about how I tried to fuck your girl and it didn't work out, and now she's yours. But congratulations. I still
have the other girl who was yours that I also fucked.
Well, no, he started doing the song not knowing that.
Did he?
Yeah, she got pushed on stage.
Well, but then how did they all know the steps and stuff? No, it was a planned routine.
Of course it was a planned routine, but in the story of the planned routine, at that point, he doesn't know.
I don't think that that's the case. I'm not willing to suspend my disbelief on this one. But that does bring up a point that I want to make. My favorite character in the whole thing is the guy who's like their agent or something.
Oh yeah.
And he's just kind of there,
kind of a dick,
to be hilarious.
He's Daggett.
He's the funniest character, and it's great.
Oh, we are out of time.
Also, the peaches. I like the peaches.
We're gonna add a tiny bit of time to give our ratings. I give this before the R-Car score, I gave it a 2 Dark Knight Rises because it has blackface, but it doesn't have sad Batman, and ultimately, blackface is bad, but sad Batman is just as bad. Which means that after R-Cars, it's a 2/3 Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. I'm gonna give it, because there's a lot of nostalgia at play here. What did I give the Grinch? A 6?
Yeah.
I'll give this a 5. Because there's a lot of nostalgia, and
this just in, folks, Clancy supports blackface.
Clancy Kramer staunchly in favor of blackface.
Someone cut
I'm willing to lean into that bit. I don't care. Clip it. I don't care. Clancy Kramer is staunchly in favor of blackface. That's fine.
All right. So what is that average?
I like blackface more than I like Gremlins.
So, wait. So the R-Car score is 5/3.
Something like that, yeah.
No, exactly that.
Oh, yeah.
So which means our middle
is 3/3. 3.5 thirds. 3.5 thirds. So we've got a 7. We got a 5.
7/6.
We've got a 1 and a bit.
7/6. Oh, we're done with this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So now we talk about the last movie.
What is that? Oh no, it's 1.17 ish.
Yeah. So starting the 10 minutes now to talk about A Christmas Story. I did not like this movie.
It's not great.
I did not like this
movie. It's not really. It doesn't really work. Here's here's what I think
Mm-hmm.
is that it's based off of a series of short stories,
And it should have been kept as a book.
or made into a miniseries. If they were gonna do it as in a visual medium, what I wrote down is that
Mhm.
it's written a lot like a sitcom, but
Mhm.
it's like 7 different episodes of a sitcom, just kind of like mishmashed together.
Yeah.
And there's no real change in because that would fuck up the dynamic of the characters for future episodes. That's sort of how it's written. And what I wrote down is maybe that's how we should be looking at The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh my god.
Is that it's written just like an episode of a sitcom. It's not supposed to. The dynamic of the characters can't change.
Oh my god.
They all have to stay the same. It's written to be serialized.
You just changed my next viewing of The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that the best way for me to talk about this is to go through my notes in order of what I wrote.
Okay. I only wrote that one note, so
I wrote, I like the part where it's just Home Alone for a couple minutes when he's shooting people with the Red Ryder BB gun in a dream.
Oh yeah,
Because that's just Home Alone.
That's probably the best part of the movie is the cutaways.
Yes. This is like one of those 60-year-old comedy writers like Garrison Keillor, where they just talk fancy and think that that's funny.
That's one thing that I want to say is that for me, this movie kind of loses points immediately, and I think this is something that I will stick to moving forward. Is it loses points immediately because of the use of a narrator.
I think a narrator can be incredible, and it's Anthony Hopkins as the Grinch narrator.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, okay. Here's what I'll say. If it's a narrator saying, "Oh look, that's me," just show him then.
Well, the point of it was, and this is where it leads to my next note. I mean, it's a good slice of life. I just don't enjoy that slice. And then just keep it a book, please. This movie makes me despise the boomers who would love it. Because I know the exact book that this was written as, where it's just like a Prairie Home Companion or whatever that's called, or like any of the Pat McManus books. Those are just old writers that like it's just really fucked with Mark Twain and were like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Where it's so fucking inane.
Yeah.
But they're like, what if comedy writing applied to my wacky childhood?
It's not great.
I will say, the kids are exactly as annoying as kids. And it's one of the only movies that's ever captured how annoying kids are. This movie made me not want to have kids again. Like, I didn't want to have kids, and then, like, Christmas season approached, I'm like, I could. And then I watched this movie, and I was like, I'm never doing it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Kids are the worst.
Awful.
No, thank you.
Especially kids from the 40s?
Whenever. I don't know. It's impossible to say.
I don't think it's impossible to say because I think it tells you exactly.
Oh, yeah. Probably you're right. No, it can't be the 40s. It's got to be the 50s.
I think it's late 40s. It's post World War II. They're soldiers.
When?
You're watching the TV in the beginning scene. They're in like soldier uniforms.
Oh, okay.
I might be wrong.
I also maybe wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. I was.
Oh, they could have been Korea?
Oh, maybe. Here's the part that was interesting to me is that the whole Christmas Day part was so much better than the rest of the movie. It was sweet. It was a Christmas movie. It was incredible. Oh, wait, there's a racist Chinese part.
That is literally like pretty much the end of the movie.
It's one of the last scenes paralleling a holiday and but it is.
Oh, it's not one of the last scenes in Holiday Inn.
That's true. It is an establishing scene. It's a scene where, spoilers, they lose their Christmas dinner to dogs, and so they go out to a Chinese
The
restaurant.
Bumpus Dogs.
The
Hey,
Bumpus Dogs.
Put some respect on that name.
And so they go to a
It's the
Chinese
goddamn
restaurant.
Bumpus Dogs.
And for some reason, the waiters at this Chinese restaurant decide to carol
because it's Christmas Day and they're trying to
okay, sure.
They're trying to say, hey, this is here's some of your culture. Sorry that your Christmas dinner
What's that
got
song
fucked.
called?
Deck the Hall.
Deck the Halls.
Oh, it's called Deck the Halls.
They're singing Deck the Halls, but
spoiler alert.
Since they're Chinese, they replace the L's with an R. You know how they do.
And then the guy who owns the restaurant, who is also Chinese, but is a little bit better at
correcting them, and says it's not fa ra 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 ra, it's fa la 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 la. And then the whole choir again says
fa ra 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 ra. And through the entire scene, the whole family is giggling at them.
Oh, just laughing at their expense. And boy,
what a treat.
Did that make me want to shoot my eye out.
But the lamp that looks like a sexy lady's leg.
Okay, so I have a question. Do you think, so this movie was made in the 80s?
90s, I think.
90s. 92.
Let me check.
I thought it was 80s.
I don't think it was 80s. In fact, it might be even more recent than that.
Okay, look it up, because this is important. And we still have two.
Oh, I guess it was.
82, right?
83.
83. Okay. Considering the time that they were written in, which is worse for the time, the blackface scene or the Chinese singing scene?
I think both of those are exactly right on par with the time that they were written.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it is exactly what is to be expected going into watching
the Chinese singing scene.
Whereas Die Hard, very forward thinking.
Incredibly.
Die Hard is great.
I was stunned by that scene at the end of A Christmas Story, because up until that point, I was like, man, the Christmas Day part is
it was just kind of like
so much better.
Well, I mean, as a whole, it was just kind of charming.
Yeah. No, there was like no racism here. And then there was.
Yeah.
So, that was my review of A Christmas Story, is that when it's not colored by nostalgia, it's not a good movie, and it annoyed me.
Yeah, I don't have especially very much nostalgia.
I don't really like the characters very much.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah. And I don't like the writing style.
It's kind of an annoying movie.
Yes. It's an annoying movie, and I was annoyed watching it until the Christmas Day part, and then I was like, "Oh, this is an all right ending," and then the last thing happened.
I mean, as a whole, pretty much the plot is this kid wants a BB gun.
Yes.
It is a lot of things sort of built around he wants a BB gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets the BB gun, and through the whole thing they're all like, you're gonna shoot your eye out, and then he's like, I'm not gonna shoot my eye out.
Does.
And then he gets the BB gun and he basically shoots his eye out. And that's a pretty interesting, that would be good for an episode of a sitcom.
To examine the deeper meaning behind it, there's probably some interesting things you could pull out of it, but I'll never watch this movie again, so I don't know.
I don't know if there is really much deeper meaning. I think it is several anecdotes from the life of a
guy whose life was really not that interesting. Dare I say it?
He beat the shit out of Scott Fargus.
Scott Fargus was one of my favorite characters because he did the thing that I wanted to do the entire movie. And that concludes our time on A Christmas Story. What do you rank it, Clancy?
I don't know, like 1.
I gave it a -1 Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, actually, that's it. It's a -1.
Yep.
This is a -1.
Which means now we can rank every movie. If you have,
Assuming that we're in a universe here
Where
where
there are
these are the
11
only
movies.
there are 11 movies.
I think,
That sounds right.
if there are only 11 movies in the world, which there are in this universe,
There are only 11 movies.
here is the order you should watch them
You watch Alien first
every time.
every time. I think Back to the Future and Die Hard are tied now, though.
Yes. Were they?
Die Hard might
No,
be.
because you gave it an 8 and I gave it a
Oh, it's a 7. Okay,
yeah.
so it's
So then you're gonna want to watch Die Hard,
Alien, Die Hard,
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, While You Were Sleeping,
Right.
Gremlins.
Is that lower than Back to the Future?
Well, it depends on.
With our cars, it's a 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
While You Were Sleeping.
While You Were Sleeping.
Gremlins.
No.
Gremlins and Tremors.
No.
Oh wait,
Grinch.
Grinch.
And then Gremlins and
I'm-
Tremors. And then The Dark Knight. And then A Christmas Story. And then Christmas,
Then
with the
Christmas
Cranks.
with the Cranks. We need to get some more not Christmas movies underneath it because this is looking bad for us.
This is looking like we don't like
This
Christmas
is looking like we're the Grinches.
the whole time. I think we need to have a chart.
We're gonna have to put together a chart.
Because at a certain point, I'm gonna lose track of it.
This is gonna get too much. It's already a little too much. Obviously for me, it's gone. I got nothing.
Okay, so of these 4 movies, we had 2 romps,
Sure.
and one of those romps was a treat.
Yes.
I think that's all we got, right?
And oh shit. Oh, we were gonna decide what in this universe is the best Christmas movie, and it's Die Hard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's Die Hard.
Die Hard is the #1 Christmas movie
In the world.
in the Castleverse.
In the DCEU. Cool. What are we watching next week? Do we know yet?
That's a good question. We haven't even. Okay.
Oh, we should do it as like something New Year's resolution-y. Like, we should pick the movie. No, that doesn't make sense.
I have a list for us to pull from.
Okay, I think.
I will make a poll tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, because unless you want to like make decisions right here.
Well, let's
Right
make it
now.
right here.
How many do you want me to? Okay.
Give me 4.
One of the options is gonna be The Happening.
Okay, love that movie.
For one of our ultra executive producers, Eric Germ.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I want some that I haven't seen. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Great movie.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's such a pleasure.
It's good. It's good that I haven't seen it. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
What about Spice World, the Spice Girls movie?
Oh, so you're really trying to do that, making sure it's not just Christmas.
Well, I'm
movies
just
at
like
the bottom.
scrolling through and picking ones that look like
Okay.
there's something.
All right. I would be okay with any of those.
And we need 2 more, right?
Yeah. I'll add 1 from my list. Movies.
Oh, and I'm
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona, and You've Got Mail.
You Got Mail is gonna be so much fun. It's a
Okay.
It's a rom-com.
Okay.
Okay, so
wait.
that's gonna be our 5.
Yeah. What were they?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
The Happening.
The Happening.
Eternal Sunshine.
Spice World.
Spice World.
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona, and You've Got Mail. Those are gonna be the 5. I will put up a poll tomorrow. Yeah.
Ooh, have you seen Reign Over Me?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
We'll have
Let's
to look
throw that
into
on
it.
the list. Let's do 6.
How long is it? We have to check how long it is.
Oh, I don't check that. Anything's shorter than 4 movies.
Yeah, but I mean, this was a special. This was a holiday special. Oh, also happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Do a New Year for me. Why don't you? That's what people say on New Year's, right?
Have a New Year.
Do a New Year for me.
Have a New Year.
Hey, why don't you do a New Year
new
for
one.
me?
Have a different year.
What if you climbed up there and did a New Year for me? Why don't you?
Could you really quick just have just a new one? Not asking for better or worse.
Why don't you just grab hold of one of those and do a New Year for me? Put that in your new and year it.
Put that in your new and
anyway, hey,
love you guys.
This is extremely painful for you,
and remember, put that in your new and year it.
And I'm on your schedule, Captain.